If you've tuned in to see if you can argue with your spouse and still be madly in love, you're in the right spot.
I'm Kent.
And I'm Annie.
And we're the
Kilkos.
Sound like a game show.
We're your host of Life's Little Arguments. We're not trained experts in love and marriage. Actually, we might be quite dysfunctional, but we have been happily married for 16 years.
Debatable.
Not only will we share all the ups and downs of marriage, but the ins and outs of raising his and her kids, growing through new jobs and opportunities, and our latest obsession, our empty nest babies, our dogs, Blakely and Lincoln.
So if you hear ding, ding, ding across the microphone, they're probably walking across the floor.
Listen in each week while we discuss our life, current events, random TikToks, and the little arguments that undoubtedly come up. Whether you're in a long-term relationship yourself or in a fresh new relationship, we hope you find our podcast fun, entertaining, and helps you realize there is a normal in life's little arguments. Hi.
Hey, everybody.
I feel like if I'm gonna... Hi.
Hiya. Yeah.
Hiya.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, hey, gorgeous, but I that would be talking to you.
And that's fine. I'm gonna say, hey, babe.
Okay. Well, you should have said, hey, babe, to begin with.
Okay, hey, babe.
Here we are. Welcome to the Kilkos Life's Little Arguments.
Yes.
We're excited to be here with you guys.
We are excited, but I think it says it in the intro. I don't know that we have to say
Noted.
welcome
Noted. Remember, this is only my second podcast.
It's only your second podcast, and you don't listen to podcasts, so you wouldn't know these things.
And let me just say this. I'd probably say it 100 times over the course of the next how many ever weeks, but I truly, genuinely appreciate you finally talking me into this. She's been asking me for months, guys, to do a podcast, and I'm like, no one's going to listen, blah, blah, blah. I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm so glad. And you know how you can show your appreciation? You cannot be frustrated when I'm like, this is going to take me 5 more minutes because I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
Duly noted again. And what the part that she doesn't know or she's learning or she has learned, I should say, is you ought to see this damn setup we got right now. The first episode, we were on a couch sharing one microphone. And it was not even the best microphone, but come prime time, we have
the step up from that microphone.
Yeah, but it's a big ass step because I got the Ryan Seacrest arm. I have the arm that's attached to the desk that comes over. It's like an 8-pound microphone. The heavier the microphone, the better it is. That's what they say. So we got the arms, we got the microphones, we got the headphones, we got the equalizer. I mean, wait till we start dropping video. I mean, this shit looks legit. I hope it sounds better.
I hope it sounds
Let
better
us
too.
know.
We will see.
If it does not sound better than the first episode, we wasted an assload of money. Which brings me to, we need you to like and subscribe and share this because we need to pay for this equipment, by golly.
I don't know what liking and subscribing for them is going to do.
I thought that's how it worked in podcasts.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Just like and subscribe anyways.
We'll just, one day, some reality show will come to us and say, hey, we think you guys are great. We need to have a...
Could you imagine us on the radio?
Yes,
that would be awesome.
Except I would have to be very careful because I would need a beeper, like a bloop.
Yeah,
a blooper.
We should. Now that you say that, we should make a disclaimer. Go ahead with the disclaimer.
Yes, I do cuss. There will be F-bombs dropped, or I might say.
Yeah, it's not like crazy. No. We're not gonna be bleeping a bunch of stuff out. If your kids are there, like I wouldn't be too overly worried about it. But every once in a while, I'll say a benign cuss word, and Annie will drop the F-bomb.
I honestly don't think, I think that we might get into topics that probably they don't.
That's actually a very good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
And honestly, if it's our people listening, they probably don't have kids that are young anyway. Yeah. We're not young.
Yeah, one of us is almost 50.
Well, one of us is right behind the other.
I'd like to be behind you.
Again.
Example. Kids should not be listening.
Right.
No, I'm just teasing.
All right. So anyway.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get into it. What do you want to talk about? And so last week, I think we kind of talked a little bit about our story, how we met.
Right.
And I didn't know if we wanted to pick up with that or if we just let's talk about Love Island. Everybody and their brother is talking about Love Island, and they're talking about it even more now because now they're out of the villa, and now is where
the real stuff
is
comes
really going down. Yeah,
it's always hard because up until the finale comes out, they're all kind of still playing the game and acting like they're together and all that stuff. But
are they acting like? Is that not? Are they not? You don't think they're being genuine in there?
I don't know. I think after the finale comes out and they start really kind of showing, I think that Peacock in this situation probably tells him you better act like you're together until the finale comes
That's
out.
what somebody else said. I don't think so. I've listened to Rob on he was on the Caller Daddy podcast, and I listened to him
Shout
there. And I thought, like, everything he was saying, he seemed very genuine. He seemed exactly like he was on there is what he is. He's just he's awkward. Now, he does call himself an extroverted introvert,
I can see that.
which I was like, oh, he my people.
His level 10 is really like a 6, though, if we're being honest. I mean, his energy level never goes above.
Yeah.
Unless he's with Aaron. If him and Aaron are hugging it out, he goes to like an 8 or 9, maybe.
Right. And he said that. He's like, I'm not a people person at all. Like, his idea of a perfect date is like just him and his date on a picnic somewhere.
Well, according to the ladies, the way he looks at him, that's all that he really needs, apparently.
I mean, he's good looking. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's something about the way it kind of.
I'm hetero. But he's a good looking dude.
I know you've tried.
I've tried to smolder after watching Blue Steel.
But
it's tough. Most people try the smolder and they cannot do it. Girls, they just look like resting bitch face, and guys,
smolder is not for you.
Guys just, I think, look constipated or whatever we look. I don't know.
I'm not. Yours is.
I can't pull it off either way.
You cannot. You are, and I think guys that have a good square, strong jawline can smolder. That's
once you see the video, you'll see that I have chubby cheeks.
You do not have chubby cheeks.
Yeah, I do. And she tells me when I shave my beard, they look even chubbier.
Oh,
so you'll see that was a knock on me, but that's cool.
No, that's not a knock on you. I'm just saying that's why. Like, you look great smiling. That's a very natural look for
I agree.
you.
Thank you. But seriously, the thing that frustrated me most about Love Island, first of all, I don't know. We haven't watched a ton of Love Island previous seasons, but I was really impressed with all of them getting together at the end. I felt like the right people were with the right people, and I felt like for the most part it was genuine. The thing that pissed me off is, how in the hell does Kaylor and Aaron not make it to the finals? Like, how are they not part of that final group?
Because people got irritated with Aaron. I think what they were seeing with Casa, and then the way that he came back and he really didn't take accountability. Everybody wants, these people are very woke. They want him to take accountability for what he did to Kaylor in Casa when, and being an adult of children that are probably close to this age, I'm like, okay, it's a show. It's a game. Like, the whole point was to find a connection. So if you want to explore a connection in there, like, that's okay. But I think they're thinking that he and Kaylor had made a pact or an agreement that, you can explore other people, but, you're not going to kiss them. You're not going to lay in bed and cuddle.
Okay. So what makes that different than Kendall then? Not Kendall. God, what's his name?
Miguel?
No.
Aaron?
No, damn it.
Cordell.
Jesus. I could not believe I couldn't remember his name. What makes that different? Because he basically did the same thing in Casa.
It doesn't. So the difference is...
So how is that an argument as to why Kaylor and Aaron did not make it?
Because Cordell came back, and I'm just telling you what I've seen on TikTok.
Okay.
Cordell came back, and Cordell was like, I fucked up. I was wrong. I fucked up. And he has said that the entire time. And
that's true.
I'm sorry. Whereas Aaron, when Kaylor was saying how she felt, he got aggravated and was like... But I didn't do anything wrong. Because
he was experimenting, which is the purpose of that. I think people forget that.
I agree. I see both sides of it. So,
but how much of it do you think was Aaron versus how much people just got annoyed with? Fuck Aaron. How much is it you people think just probably got annoyed?
I don't think they got annoyed with Kaylor at all. I think it was really. I think people apparently were riding very hard for Leah. I didn't necessarily know that until closer.
They were riding hard for her?
They were right.
Like they liked her.
Yes. Like she has, and I know because you're freaking following her because I went to her page.
I follow all of them, by the way. What is she about to say? I went to her page and saw. Okay.
Can't Kill Co
That's
follows
not creepy
you
at all.
Well, it shows me.
I do follow all of them. That's
you
right.
You do, and I don't like
any
it,
show we watch. Look up their names and I go follow them.
Okay, well that's creepy.
Hashtag shout out.
No, hashtag you're a creeper.
Whatever. Okay.
It's weird. So she has like 1 million followers from this, whereas the other girls I think ended up with like a couple 100,000.
Yeah.
So I think they thought Leah was being done wrong. I think they think that she got a wrong edit when they were trying to say that she led the charge on getting rid of Andrea. And so when that happened, fans got hot, and they were going hard for Leah. And I think that's what ended up just Kayla. They felt like Aaron. I think Aaron just didn't have enough time. He didn't have enough time to come back from that. And I think he probably was. Someone somewhere said that he told her he loved her. Now I don't know if that was like
Told Kayla?
No.
Oh.
Told what's her name?
Oh, dang.
What was her name?
Damn it.
I can't think of her name. Anyway, whatever.
Daniela. Neither one of us are great with names.
Daniela. Supposedly Aaron at one point had told Daniela, "I love you." Now I don't know if it was like a "love ya" or like.
Man, for all we know, he could have said it in Spanish just to because they were just cutting up or whatever. So
I think there was just for the fans, there's probably no coming back from that for him, or there wasn't enough season left for him to come back from that. So
I was a little disappointed in that, just to be honest with you. Yeah, because I didn't understand how Leah and Miguel, although I liked them towards the end, I don't know that they were the couple that should have made to the finals.
Well, I think it was Leah. They really like, but I like Leah. Leah's very funny,
and I ended up liking Miguel too.
I did too. Yeah. I really like them, and I like them as a couple.
Kenny probably from start to finish, Kenny probably grew on me the most. Just to be honest with you.
I would. Yeah, he and Miguel both. They were both very witty, very funny. I cracked up at several things, and man, you talk about, you cannot tell me these boys have not been prior
models,
male dancers.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no way. Can you imagine? Even at their age, could you have gone in there and danced like that?
Absolutely not. No.
Never.
How is that
even
First of all,
possible?
I don't look like that. I've never looked like that. And third of all, my hips, they don't move like that. It is what it is.
They don't lie.
Yeah. My hips don't lie. Yeah.
So
Annie has some beef with Peacock because she feels that it was a little one-sided, because she feels that the girls that were in Casa were all hot smoke shows. However, the dudes that went to Casa, or to the the girls, they just weren't ready for it. They weren't as attractive. They didn't have that swag.
Anybody says that they were attractive, they're a bunch
and I
kind of
felt bad for them, because it was like from jump, those girls were like not interested at all.
First of all, these boys, I know Kayla's young, and I can't really remember the ages of all these girls, but these boys looked young and they acted young. They were young.
They didn't carry themselves the same way.
No, they didn't. And you even had one, which is from Georgia. I mean, hell, he's from Macon.
Represent.
And so, I knew based on what he had said, he had to have been 23, 24 probably. And so
Cordell was only 22 as well, just an FYI.
Okay, that's true. But they
acted different. I agree. The girls didn't give him a chance.
No, so they didn't. These boys just were not. I'm like, you're telling me of all the people in the world, you couldn't find better looking guys to bring in. So these boys were set up to the temptation was much different. Daniela came in there ready to go. There was zero temptation for these girls. So I don't feel like that was fair. I feel like had you brought in really good looking guys, then the girls may have been tempted, and this whole ending might have been different. But I'm not a producer.
That's why they get paid to do that.
That's why they get paid.
Peacock,
the big bucks.
Great job.
Yeah. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. I do wonder, like, even at that age, if I were to go back to that age and like think about going into a situation like this, like when they did these challenges, their kissing was so aggressive. I don't understand it. Who moves your head like this much to kiss? I don't understand.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if they were doing it to overemphasize that it's not real. They're just in a competition, or if they're trying to be porn stars. I don't know what it was. It looked awkward.
I think it was more the latter. I don't think it was to emphasize that it wasn't important. I think it was trying to look sexy.
So speaking of, Annie and I, when we kiss, our pecs, if you will, aren't normal closed mouth pecks. We open our mouths a little bit, whatever. Our friends, I guess they think
we basically always kiss with tongue.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no not kissing with tongue, basically.
Yeah. So anyhow, in fact, we recently had a friend that we've met somewhat recently, and she probably saw us kiss for the first time, and she looked at us and was like, "Oh my God, y'all just did a porn kiss." Now, granted, we're 45 and 48, so it's not like, we're teenagers. But
no, and we've been kissing for a long time. We've been married for how long have we been married? 16?
16 years in September.
And together for probably 18, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So,
but what made this what made us think about this is there was some kid who was recently just drafted, I think in the NBA or baseball. I can't remember what sport. I don't even know the kid's name. But anyhow, instead of them focusing on this kid getting drafted, what they focused on was the mom and dad when this kid was announced. The mom and dad kissed. And the mom went in like tongue, basically like,
just
we kissed. I mean,
that would have been us.
It's not a full-on French kiss because it's not like you're locked in there,
No.
but that's just the way we kiss.
Right.
So anyhow, it's funny to me to hear people's reaction to
because the commentator was like, "Whoa,
yeah,
they're
happy. They're happy their boy got drafted or something like." And then I was like, why are they making a big deal?
I know
about
they were
that?
like, "Whoa, that was intimate." And I'm like, "What?
Yeah,
Was it?"
I think they use the word intimate too. Yeah, but it's like why is I don't know. Maybe clearly we're the.
Are we in the minority?
Yeah, I guess we're in the minority.
We need to know if you. We need to know. Our listeners need to let us know. We need to put a poll up on Instagram.
Yep.
And are you a tongue kisser with your spouse or partner, or
closed mouth?
Are you a closed mouth?
And again, tongue kiss. We're excluding French kissing. That's another thing. We're talking about when your general kiss. You get home from work. You come to say hey to your bride. What does that kiss look like? Or you're about to go different directions. What does that kiss look like? Is it closed mouth or is it open mouth? Does tongue? I don't even think tongue has to be included, but let us know that as well.
But that kiss on TV, it was like
that's true.
You did see her tongue.
It did come out,
but it wasn't like you're not like coming at them with your tongue.
That's what I'm saying.
Out. It's just like when you get to the mouth, like the mouth is open so you can see on the side view.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Anyway,
I love the way you kiss, by the way. Annie tries to profess that she taught me how to kiss.
I did teach you how to I taught you a lot of things, by the way.
Hey, now. More episodes.
Right.
Hey, like and subscribe.
That's right. That's for another episode. But yeah, no,
You're going to have them thinking we're going to get an OnlyFans. We are not getting an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Annie's feet are not very pretty.
I hate you.
I'm just teasing.
No, you're not lying.
They're pretty. They're just not very soft.
I really hate you now.
The good thing is I don't have a foot fetish, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So
well, it kind of does since you just told me.
But anyhow, yeah, the very, very, very aggressive
soft.
Kissing on Love Island just was awkward. It was.
Who
was the worst? I would say Aaron was probably the worst. His head motion was just obnoxious.
No, I think it was all the girls, especially it was the challenges. Like, I mean, clearly they're doing these challenges, and they're supposed to like look hot and look whatever. It's like so. But it stood out. It was very aggressive kissing. But other than that, we were locked in. But we didn't start watching it when everybody else started watching. It was more so I started hearing it on other podcasts that I
shout out.
Yeah, that I listened to. And I'm like, okay, we got to get in on this Love Island. And so we started watching it. And it's 34 episodes almost?
Yeah.
They're hour-long episodes too.
Yeah.
So
it was a commitment.
It was a commitment. I mean, you're talking, that's almost a full work week.
Yeah.
And we definitely, we binged it. So I know there was probably
several nights we're going to bed at midnight. I'm getting up at 6:30 in the morning.
And like one weekend where we're like,
God.
oh my God, we just watched like 5 episodes.
So anyways, we're done with it now. It's cool.
Yeah, but I was invested. I was absolutely invested. I loved it. However, we on the final episode, we didn't watch the full episode. We did not see all the final dates.
Yeah, you're right. We fast forwarded through because we're like, this part would be boring.
Yeah, I think well, to be honest, the reason we didn't is because that's the night we had the fight.
What fight?
Our last fight.
What was it about? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh. Okay, hold on.
I don't remember because I was probably over it by like 5 minutes later.
No.
Okay.
It's coming to me. Hold on. Give me just a second. Second. We went somewhere.
We'll fast forward this part.
Where did we go? Yeah, I'll cut this out. We went to go get food. And yes, we were in the drive-thru of Huey Magoo's and whatever. And oh gosh. Okay, now I got it. It's here. So the fight was about we're sitting in the drive-thru, and I pull up my phone, and I'm looking at Instagram or something, and somebody has made a post on Facebook about this program, and it's called something Elegy.
Oh,
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly Elegy on Netflix.
Hillbilly Elegy, which I kept calling Hillbilly
You were murdering it.
Election or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what I was calling it. I was calling it something. But so the person, I'm reading the post on Facebook, and I'm like, what is this hillbilly? Like, I don't know what they're talking about. And I don't know what it's about. And you went off when I said that.
Well, okay. First of all, I had just said, like, literally the day before, I was on Netflix, and I was like, hey, everybody's talking about Hillbilly Elegy. Have you seen this? I said, we watched this together like 2 or 3 years ago. It's been out for a little while now. And I said, this is about J.D. Vance, who's the new running mate for Trump. And I was like, it was the old baddie old lady and yada, yada, yada. And she's looking and she's acting like she knows what she's, yeah, I remember, blah, blah, blah.
Down there when you said that, I said, I don't recall seeing that. I don't think I watched it. And you're like, yes, you did. We watched it together. It's been a couple years ago.
I told her J.D. Vance, it's his memoir. He wrote it. It's about the new vice president-elect, blah, blah, blah. And so anyways, literally the next day, I say something about it, and she acts as though
2 days, by the way.
She acts as though we never even had this conversation. And I'm like, what are you talking? This is literally what I was just talking to you about. So that got me activated because
you said
I didn't feel heard.
No,
I didn't feel heard.
You were like, you don't even you ever even pay attention? Are you ever even present? And I'm like,
oh yeah, I did drop the unpresent word. That's what got you activated.
No, it did get me. I got me so activated. And then when I get activated, y'all, like, I'm gonna defend myself. When he's saying something that is untrue about me, I'm going to defend myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But do you know what he says when I go to defend myself, people? Do you know what he says?
I say, what are you getting so defensive about?
Yes. He says, I'm defensive. Well, if you wouldn't be defensive if you weren't wrong. And then I go like...
Then it escalates even more.
I see red at that point.
Welcome to life's little arguments with the Kilcos.
It goes quickly from red to then black, and I black out.
So how long, if the Kilcos have a little argument?
No, we need to finish this conversation. Okay. So I'm
trying to move past it.
No, you're not, but we're going to finish this conversation because we need them to weigh in on who's right and who's wrong. So what I got so irritated about is you made some assumptions that, one, I would remember what the name of this show was. So that was part of it. I'm looking at what they posted on Facebook, the name of it, and I'm like, I don't recognize that name. You're like, you saw the name. I showed it to you up there. I told you all about it. I'm like, hold up. First of all, you have no idea where my eyes are looking, so you do not know that I actually saw the name on the TV screen. You are describing to me what this movie is, telling me we've watched it. So I'm looking at the people as you're describing it, and you made a ton of assumptions that are absolutely all wrong.
Does anyone want to make a bet about whether or not this woman right here is about to get activated again about this shit?
Now.
We're going to be arguing about this shit tonight. I promise you. We're
there.
That's why I tried to move on past it, and she wouldn't let me.
No, so I need people to tell me who was right and who was wrong in this situation.
Okay, so I will admit I was wrong in this situation, but what I really want to know is, on average, and I'm not talking about a full-on slugfest, but I'm talking about life's little arguments. On average,
slugfest.
What is the time frame that your significant other stays mad, angry, quiet, whatever the case may be? For me, what would you say? 10 minutes tops? For Annie,
I think you try
2 days. What's your opinion?
No, I think you're probably accurate in that, but that speaks directly to who we are as people.
No, I agree. But that's why we're talking about it.
You can get your feelings out, your thoughts out, and you get it out and you move past it. In these situations, I have to sit back and think about what it is that I want to say, how I want to say it, because I'll be honest, if I were to unleash some of the things that I really want to say to you, you can't take words back. You can say I'm sorry, but you can't actually take them back. And so I try really hard not to say things that I don't mean or that I'm going to regret, or things to just purposely hurt your feelings. That. So I have to sit and kind of think about this, and because sometimes you get me so worked up that I'm then just flustered. So I have to think about it. So I can't just move past it in 10 minutes.
So what is your time frame, would you say? Is 2 days pretty accurate?
I think a good 24 hours probably.
Okay, that's fair.
Depending.
So y'all weigh in. Like what is the average amount of time that your significant other holds on to things? That's just the easiest way to put it. We'd love to hear from you right after you like and subscribe.
I disagree with that word choice. I don't like holds on to things. It's not that me holding on to it. It's like, let me get my fucking feelings out.
Okay, how about until they get back to their previous state? Is that fair?
Sure.
Until they get back to their previous state.
But here's also the problem. What's the word?
Instigate is the word she's looking for.
Instigate's not really the word. Like, you continue it because you got a fucking little smirk on your face.
I wish you could see the video.
You will do that to me. And then when I'm ready to start talking about it again, because you've moved past it, you don't care anymore and you don't want to talk about it. And you want to just brush it off. And you're like, yeah, I don't need to hear all that. No. You need to hear it because I need to get it off my chest.
I had this little smirk and I don't know where it came from.
I don't either,
I've had it my entire life.
I would like to just smack it off your face.
And I literally, I know it bothers her, and I swear to you, I do not do it intentionally, but it is a smirk. And anytime that there's an argument of any sorts, it just automatically happens, and then they just activates. But I do it with. I'm
trying hard not to
I
get
do it with
activated
people
right
I
now.
work with. I do it with the kids. I do it with everybody. I don't know where it comes from, but I think I've done that my whole life. So anyhow,
it's annoying.
What's next? Let's move on to something more positive.
Hopefully do a poll on Instagram around that as well, because I want to know, like, is this normal? Am I normal? Am I not normal? If I'm not normal, it's fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to change. It's fine. I just need to know, am I normal or not?
She's not going to change. She's
I'm
been this
definitely
way
not
for
gonna
a
change.
long time.
The dogs are banging on the doorbell. Do we need to just go do that? Okay, so so I thought this was interesting. I saw something. Obviously, the Olympics are going on, or they're going to be going on, right?
Yes.
There's Summer Olympics. I don't know when the Summer Olympics start. Do you?
Not the exact date, no. Coming up soon, though.
I feel like summer's almost over.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the Summer Olympics be in the summer?
Yeah, except like the Little League World Series is still happening. You know, they haven't even made it to the regionals yet, I don't think. But
yeah, but that, like, I expect that to kind of go into when school starts.
I guess that's, to me
school
that's
starts,
summer.
Yeah, school starts, summer's over, I guess I feel like.
Okay.
So anyway, so I thought, let's look at the newest Olympic sports for 2024.
Okay.
And I want to get your thoughts on these.
Let's do it.
All right. And actually, they're not too bad. But there is, okay, so here's one. Breakdancing.
Interesting. I love it. I think it'll be entertaining. In fact, I would argue it probably wouldn't have been one of the most entertaining ones out there. But to consider it a summer sport seems odd. But we'll see how that goes.
I mean, it wouldn't be a winter sport for sure, but just the fact that it's breakdancing, is that
Do people not breakdance during the winter?
What makes it an Olympic sport? Like, what is the process they go through to determine it can be an Olympic sport?
No idea.
Because pickleball's an Olympic sport now, right? Or it hasn't come in yet?
Not that I'm aware of. I think I would see that all over social media if it was.
Yet?
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm really surprised. I think by next Olympics it will absolutely be on there.
Yeah, we'll have to Google that one. Kiteboarding.
I'm assuming that's when you're on a board, you got a kite that's kind of taking you. That's the air going.
I can only assume that as well.
I guess if there's like, to me, that's more of an X Games event. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that being Olympic.
Yeah. I'm like, why are we, I agree. Like, why are we putting all these things? Why do we feel the need to put all of these into the Olympics?
If I had to guess, it's probably to put more eyes on the Olympics, to just, gain some interest. I mean, the extreme sports, when you think about like Red Bull and you think about X Games and you like all that stuff is more popular now than I think your quote unquote traditional sports.
Apparently 3-on-3 basketball made it into the Olympics in 2020.
I think I recall that. Yeah.
All right. So they have a marathon race walk mixed relay Relay.
Okay. It will be interesting to see if like there's a percentage of run, percentage of walk, like how that's going to work. That'll be interesting. I think I could do the walking part. No, I couldn't. My feet
Well, I was going to say, this is Olympic style.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that
Speed walking.
We can walk, but I don't know that we can do that kind of walking. Kayak cross. Is this like, I think this looks like a cross between kayaking and lacrosse.
Okay. That makes sense. And that, yeah, actually, now that you're showing me the picture, to me, that's a sport. That's an Olympic sport. I don't want to say the other things aren't sports because they are. Trust me, I could not kiteboard. But yeah, that's kiteboarding right there, right? Yeah, I could not do that. And it takes an athlete to do that.
Yes,
it takes
for sure.
a lot of practice,
Absolutely.
everything else. But I don't think about that as being an Olympic sport. I do, however, think about that as being an extreme sport. Red Bull, y'all need to jump on that. I'm sure you already have. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Shut up.
Really? Okay, so then we have now men's artistic swimming.
Interesting.
So this is like
okay.
This is like
yeah.
What do they call?
What we see women doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it called something besides that?
Aquanauts is what what's
no,
aquanauts?
That's actually
here. In one
That's a swim team, I think here.
I think that this
Gymnastics
is just
on water. Is
I
what
think
they
this
say.
is just gender equality stuff right here. I mean, that's what it says to me.
It says the aerobic team event is more like gymnastics on water, and concussions are a risk. Now, how are you getting a concussion in artistic swimming? Is it because they dive in probably?
Well, I was going to say, these guys might be strong enough where they propel themselves out of the water and then go in so hard, like a dolphin would do. I can see some of these athletic guys being able to do that kind of thing. Not that females couldn't. I think it's going to be a different look. It will be interesting. I think what it boils down to is, my guess is the Olympics is saying, how do we get more eyes on the Olympics? You remember that time we did that dragon race?
Yes.
When we worked at Geico?
Did we win?
No.
Were we on the same boat?
Yes. And
we didn't win?
No. We got like second place. And I can't remember who whatever you call the main person up there who's like directing. No, we weren't on the same boat. There were two boats. We sponsored two boats, and I think we were on two separate ones. Neither one of our boats won. There was another company won. But anyways, the person who sits at the end was supposed to tell everybody. Yeah, our person sucked. I was so pissed.
They were all Geico people, though.
Yeah. But I was so pissed.
I barely remember that day, honestly.
It pops up on my picture. We both had yellow shirts on. I think we drew some tattoos on our arms or something like that. Or I did, at least. I don't remember, but.
So I get confused with that. Like, I remember that day. I remember going, but I have that same memory pop up. But that memory for me, I'm in a neon shirt, but it's a mud run that I did, and I had a tattoo that said "Mom" on my shoulder because it was supporting cancer or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like you did that when I lived in DC, maybe, because I feel like you and Elle and some other people did it.
Yeah,
together
we
or
all
something.
did it.
Yeah. Lori, I think, was up there with you guys. Yeah,
a bunch of us did it. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, so I thought it was just a little bit interesting to talk about.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm intrigued now. There's a couple of these things I'm going to have to check out. Realize that was in the Olympics?
Trampoline gymnastics.
Okay, now that might be interesting.
That.
I mean, I picture myself at Sky Zone, and I know for a fact I would not make the Olympic team.
I picture
based
myself
on that last.
At Sky Zone prior to my bladder tuck, my bladder. What do they call that?
No pee-pee.
Right.
No pee-pee.
Before that, I would have needed a little diaper.
Still don't know that you would have been Olympic ready, but that's cool.
Oh,
that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was always a little like I like to do on the trampoline. I would do a backflip. I was always much better. And
versus a front flip.
Yeah, front flip. I think probably because at one point in time I did a front flip.
Hit your nose.
No, like when you go over so quickly and hard or whatever, like my knees bounce back up and hit my chin.
Oh, okay. Is that why you have a scar on the bottom of your chin?
No, that's when I fractured when we were playing volleyball on our knees, and I went straight to the floor on my chin. That fractured my jaw.
Annie used to be a volleyball player in high school, if you don't know. Annie, just so you know, I don't know if you've been able to tell in video, she's 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were fixing to go to my weight. I was fixing to
No,
slug
I would.
on
Of course, I would not do that. But I'll tell you. No, I'm just teasing. I would never do it. But she's 5'8", used to play volleyball, which 5'8" for high school girls good. Now used to be tall. Like
back in the day, they grow them bigger and stronger.
Yeah. Like
now.
I'm 6'1", right? And when I was in high school, I was one of the taller kids. And then when Jackson got to high school, he's playing baseball, and I'm literally looking up to like every one of these kids.
It's
and I'm
the,
just
it
like,
was the antibiotics.
it's the chicken or something.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. But So, anyways, Annie used to play volleyball. Apparently, she was pretty good. I've yet to see it.
I was a decent fish in a tiny pond.
She's from Jackson, Ohio, so very, very tiny pond. Also, Annie.
I was
fun
all
fact.
Ohio. Honorable
She's all Jackson, Ohio. Honorable mention.
Not all Ohio.
No, another fun fact about Annie is she won biggest flirt in high school. The senior superlative. She was biggest flirt in high school.
Is this really where you're taking this conversation?
Just
about
for
the
record,
Olympics?
I never won biggest flirt in high school.
Well, you should have. They got that wrong.
No, I don't think I flirted in high school.
That's absolutely a lie.
I was a nerd in high school.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I didn't flirt with anyone.
Okay, we know we know your old ex-girlfriends are going to be listening, so go ahead and hit me up and let me know how big of a flirt Kent actually was in high school.
Or not. Don't let her know that.
Right, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm not even playing. Like, you asked me to do these podcasts for months now, and I'm like, yeah. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. If we have no subscribers and listeners, which I hope is not the case because I need you to like and subscribe. If we have no subscribers and likes, it doesn't, like, I've enjoyed doing this with you, and I think that it's somewhat therapeutic. I think
it is a little therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of ideas written down for things that I want to go over. And one of the things I think we should do next week is make a list of some of our favorite things and share.
Like, what do you, like, favorite things, like stuff we like to do, or?
No, like things that, we do buy things occasionally and things
So, for example.
I don't want to give anything away.
But let me just see if this is the direction
like, for an
you're
example, this amazing Stanley is amazing.
Not just a normal cup, but why that one's better.
Right, exactly. And I'll go ahead and tell why this is better. I've already shared this on my stories.
You save it.
No, because this wasn't going to be...
Well, then I'm giving away one of mine.
This wasn't going to be in my list, but this Stanley is amazing because it's like the water bottle Stanley, but it comes off not just at the water bottle at the top where you screw it off. It screws at like where the neck starts so that you can put ice in it.
Makes so much sense.
It makes a lot of sense for me because I personally I don't like to drink out of a straw, and I think it's probably because my teeth are very sensitive to like the cold, and then also like I'm not trying to get wrinkles on my lips from these straws. Like these girls that are drinking out of these Stanleys right now, they're my age, they're gonna look like a bunch of smokers.
Yeah.
I mean, because you hope that sucking motion.
Yeah.
You want me to do it again?
Oh, yeah, I sure do. Show me what motion you're talking about. Hey, I'll just mention one item, and then I'll be ready for 2 or 3 next. We call it the urine pillow. I have a pillow that I put in between my knees.
Why did you have to call it that?
Because it's shaped like, if you know what I'm talking about, it's shaped like the little inserts they put in urinals that smell good. That's why I started.
How would I know what insert they
Girl,
put in a
you
urinal?
act like you ain't ever walked into a dude's bathroom. We went to IHOP after my 40th birthday. Now listen, we turned up. We turned up on my 40th birthday, and we had her cousins down from Ohio.
My eyelash.
Oh yeah, we gotta tell the story. This is how I turned up with. So, anyways, her cousins are down from Ohio. Amy and Courtney, love them to death. Like, if you think about family, that's who you think about. So anyhow, they come down from Ohio. We have a great time.
They surprise us.
They surprise us. We go to IHOP the next morning. Annie walks into the guys.
Hold on. Do we not want to back up and tell about like what happened at the party?
Well, let's just talk about the fact that Annie.
Do we want to talk about the fact of where?
Hold on a second. Annie could not find her lashes that were what. Next thing you know, she picks up her phone or someone's phone.
The next morning.
Yeah, the next morning I hop and her freaking lashes are attached to the back of a phone. We like literally were dying, crying, laughing at the table when we saw that.
2 caterpillars on the back of the phone.
That was hilarious. All right, so where do you want to go with this? What kind of fibs do you want to make up here?
Well, first of all, I'm not making up any fibs, and our neighbors can confirm what happened.
What was that?
Tammy and Eric can say what happened on your 40th birthday. How turned up it got.
Talking about because I went streaking?
And in their pool.
It's Eric and Tammy. I'm not going to mention any last names, but if you know Eric and Tammy, you know that was not a big deal.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Great.
And don't mention any last names.
I'm not mentioning
at all.
last names.
No, but seriously, that was a thing when I was like in my 20s. probably in college, maybe a little bit of like streaking was my thing.
I think because you had Frank the Tank.
Frank the
Tank.
And I think I yelled that every time.
You did.
And then I tried it at 40.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was not the same.
I was dialed in though. For that one night, I was dialed in, and I was Frank the Tank, and I'm still proud of it. 5 years later, I'm still proud of it. Now that I think about it, Frank the Tank may come out soon. We're going to the Keys soon.
Negative.
Frank the Tank may come out soon.
No, Frank the Tank will not come out soon. No.
Okay.
Negative. Okay, well, that's enough of that. They are sick of us, I'm sure. We love you guys. We are so happy that you tuned in again. Like and subscribe everywhere that you get your podcast. It does help to push this podcast out to
the masses.
Our people. I'm not really sure who our people are yet, but it pushes it out to our people. So please like and subscribe and give us a review.
Yep.
Rate and review, like and subscribe, whatever. Anyway, okay, guys, we love you, and we will talk to you soon.
Deuces.
Bye.